Happy Monday evening to ya. How's everybody? I miss ya. It's one of them things. I've been trying to get out some informational videos to you, but Mama's been busy. Busy again. Busy, minimizing, reorganizing, and not taking the time to video. Now that I think about that, that's not such a good thing. I should be taking videos of me minimizing, especially Olivia. So I've been wanting to do this particular video for you guys for a while now. I've been trying, but today I'm doing it. It's dark, the lighting's not the best, but I'm doing it, all right? So I've been looking, as I've been cooking lately, I've been looking at all the blessings of food that's provided for us, and wanted to share with you guys a little bit more about the bulk foods, what we use, what's kind of our staple supply, and how to store it. Maybe give you a few tips on what we use the stuff for, and give you some ideas of what you can do for yourselves. Those of you who are just starting out on a vegan diet might be interested. Those of you who are trying to transition from processed foods and the transitional type foods might benefit from this video also. I've got my tea brewing here while we're waiting, steeping. It's very hot, but this is good stuff, you guys. I've been doing this on a regular basis. Hibiscus and fresh ginger in the tea ball. Delicious, delicious, but it's hot right now, so I'm gonna let that steep while I'm talking to you. So here on the counter, I pulled out many items from the pantry and from the refrigerator just to give you an idea what we cook with on a regular basis and what we use these things for. I'm going to start first over here with some of the things that are already prepackaged store-bought things, and you can see that there's far fewer of these types of foods that we have than we do the bulk foods over here. So let's get started. First of all, these delicious millet and brown rice ramen noodles that we get from Costco. The kids, the family love it. One reason why I don't get it so often is that all it is millet and brown rice in a ramen noodle. And it's still, even though it's a larger bag, it's from Costco, it still is pricier, more expensive than just making millet and making brown rice. But people, we like a change. We like to try different things, and ramen noodles are so tasty. And I like to make these and put and just season them up just right. Put them with some veggies. Maybe make an Asian stir fry and mix them up in there. Delicious. Over here we have 5 pounds of raisins. 5 pounds of raisins. I got these from Country Life Natural Foods. CLNF.org is where we get most of our things, either there or from Costco is where we get most of our bulk food items. Here we have some nighty-night tea with valerian, because the valerian gives you a little bit more of a boost for relaxation and to sleep better. And Nick and Curtis both like that. And then just the regular nighty-night tea from Traditional Medicinals. We like that company. It's organic. It's pure, not much to it. This, the Puka brand, I like this too. Chamomile, vanilla, manuka, honey. That's good. All right, over here we have our carob powder. This is not organic, and I'm not sure why. I should start looking to get into some organic carob powder. But you know me, I love my carob powder in the morning for breakfast with the peanut butter powder. And here's our peanut butter powder. I get this from Costco. They come in like, the sealed packages of 2, and this is really good because it's organic peanut butter, 90% less fat, and I think all that's in it is organic roasted peanuts, organic sugar, and salt. That's it. Then we have our nut butters, or the seed butters. This is the sesame seed butter tahini that I make the hummus with, and our peanut butter. We have creamy, smooth, creamy, and crunchy. Pumpkin puree in a box. You will notice that we do not use much of anything in a can. Nothing here is in a can. The only thing that I use from the can is coconut milk, because I've never found it in a box or a glass jar, and the dog and the cat food. That's all that we use, because canned is really not good for you. That metal leaches into your food. Not healthy for you. Especially with your tomato products. Guys, you want to avoid cans with tomato products. String tomatoes, that's all it is in there, is tomatoes. Then we have our diced and our crushed tomato paste, And we have our strawberry preserves, no sugar added to that. Now we're gonna go to our seeds and nuts. We have sesame seeds, sunflowers, almonds, pepitas, chia seeds, flaxseed, very good for your brain health, high in omega fatty acids. And these you do not want to grind until you're ready to use them, because they will grow rancid on you and have no nutritional value very quickly. And we're going to talk more about storing things and how to keep the stuff fresh and keep its nutritional value as soon as we are done going through them all. Over here, you'll see our lonely little almost empty package of coconut sugar, because we don't use a lot of processed sugar. Even though this is minimally processed, it's still processed and it's still sugar. So we don't use this very much at all. Instead, we tend to use more things like dried fruits, the apricots, prunes. And here we have some diced organic apple pieces that I don't generally get, but I thought I'd get them as a treat the last time I put my Country Life order in. The prunes are really neat. What I like to do with them is soak them in a little water the night before, and then in the morning you have like a stewed prune type fruit that's really good, really tasty, and you don't even have to stew them. You don't have to put them in the pot. You just soak them in water overnight. Okay, so that's the fruit. Now we're going to go to our beans and legumes. Here's our red lentils, which we need more of. We're using a lot of those. Garbanzos, you know how we love our hummus. Navy beans we don't do a lot with. I need to really find some recipes for that, for the navy beans. If you have good navy bean recipes, please share with us. Put it in the description below. I would love to get your ideas for navy beans. Black turtle beans, pinto beans, soy curls. This is the only thing that we have that is not organic, is the soy curls. But they're non-GMO. Don't ever get soy if you think that there's any chance of it being GMO, because that is not good for you. GMO is dangerous to be getting involved in. So generally I like organic soybeans as much as possible, but the soy curls don't come organic, so we get them non-GMO. These are really good. They're made only with soybeans. I'm not sure how they get this kind of texture, but when you rehydrate them, they have a chicken-like texture. You can put them in casseroles, stews, stir fries, whatever. Very versatile and delicious. Two types of coconut. We have our shredded coconut and then our coconut flakes. We do a lot of cooking with those and making different things, and just putting them in our hot cereal in the morning. I like to do that. Over here we have our Celtic sea salt that I get in a larger bag, and actually this is actually quite a small bag, but anyway, the sea salt, I didn't want to throw this out. I didn't want to leave this out because it's important what kind of salt you're using, and this keeps the minerals in. It's not highly refined. Very good for you. Now we're going to go to our grains over here. Everything over here I think is grains. Couscous is more of a pasta. It's not a grain in and of itself. It's a semolina pasta that's very tiny. Only takes 5 minutes to cook. It is wheat. We generally don't eat wheat, but this is something that I like to do once in a while because it cooks so quickly and the children love it. Buckwheat is another one that a lot of people overlook, but it cooks pretty quickly too. And another thing you can do with this is toast it and give it a different taste, and then cook it up. It only takes about 15 minutes to cook up. I like it. I know the kids don't like it. It's like an acquired taste, I suppose. I like it a lot. Quinoa is another excellent seed. It's actually like a tiny seed, and it's getting to be more and more widely known, widely used. It's very good for you. Rye berries is just the whole rye grain there, and I grind that up and usually put it in the bread, but there's other things. Oh, I cook it for breakfast in the crock pot with the spelt and the kamut sometimes. I do all three of these in the crock pot, and I really like the way that comes out. It tastes so good. Or sometimes I will put the barley and kamut and spelt together. Or sometimes I'll just put kamut and spelt. I'll just do some kind of an arrangement with these for a lot of times for breakfast. And we have our oats, rolled oats. I have 50 pounds of these that I bought. Well, they're not 50 pounds now. I bought them back in August, and they are depleting. Our store is depleting because we love to eat our oatmeal. We cook, we make the oat burgers with it. We make granola with it, all kinds of stuff. And then we have our whole grain basmati rice. Very, very important to eat your whole grains. White, refined food has no nutritional value and sometimes can be even harmful to you. Millet. I like to joke around and call this bird seed because it actually is bird seed. We feed the best food to the birds. I didn't actually buy this in the hardware store as bird seed. I bought this. This is for human consumption. I got this at Country Life Natural Foods, but it's so high in iron and so many other nutrients, and we feed this stuff to the birds. We should be eating this ourselves. And I love to make the millet crumble with this. It makes a really good millet pudding. When you make a pudding with this. And if you'd like to know how to make the millet crumble, check out our website. The link is in the description below. Tapioca is another one that I like to use, and that recipe for tapioca pudding is also on our website if you want to see that. Tapioca doesn't have nutritional value in and of itself, but what you make it with is where you get your nutrition from. So I like to make this with, some kind of milk alternative, rice milk, soy milk, something, and then coconut milk, and pineapple juice or something like that. I like to put all kinds of different juices in there to make the juices or milk to make the pudding with. So we've got that, and that is all of it. So how do you store all this stuff? Well, first of all, you want to be careful. If you're not going to use them readily, you probably don't want to buy bulk foods if you're not intending to use them, because if they're sitting around for years and years, they are eventually going to go bad, and you're going to be wasting money and wasting food instead of saving money for your family. So what you need to do is really get used to using these kinds of foods and finding more recipes, learning how to eat more simply, and enjoying this type of cooking, because buying bulk foods and eating simply like this, the nuts, the grains, the beans, the seeds, it's so much healthier for you and more economical to eat and cook this way. The seeds you want to keep refrigerated or frozen a lot of times, the seeds and the nuts, because the oils in them will go rancid fairly quickly. So I do store these things in my refrigerator or my freezer, depending on how often I use them. The flaxseed, like I said, don't grind it. It has to be ground in order to be assimilated properly, but don't grind it unless you plan on using it right away. You only need about a tablespoon in your cereal in the mornings, in your hot cereal, or you can bake with it, you can cook with it, whatever. It doesn't have a bad taste at all, and it really, to me, it doesn't really have much of a taste, but it is good for you. The sesame seeds, I like to make crackers with them. I actually put them in the hummus if I'm out of tahini, and there's all kinds of things you can do with sesame seeds. Put them in your stir fries or whatever. Sunflower seeds, they go in the refrigerator. Chia seeds, I like to make the chia pudding with. So the nuts, if I'm not using them right away, or if I know they're going to be sitting around a while, I'll put them in the freezer. If I have the leftovers after I put them in the jars, whatever I have left over, I store in the freezer. The dried fruits, a lot of people leave them out. I keep them in the refrigerator just to keep them fresher, to try to maintain that nutrition in them also. Beans, if they're sealed in a nice tight jar, they can last a long time. But some people try to use them after years, and then I'd question whether you should be doing that or not. So I hope this video gives you some idea of what you can use with bulk foods, how to use them, how to store them, give you some ideas of what to cook with them. And if you're watching on a regular basis, you'll see us using them and what we do with them and how we cook with them. And once you get used to them, get over your fear of using certain types of foods and think that, oh man, I can't cook from scratch. Just a little bit of planning ahead makes it a whole lot easier, and it's really not as difficult as you think it is. Just give it a shot, see how we're doing it, and God bless you in your efforts. I pray that you will strive to search the Word and to pray and to look for better ways to take the best care of your health. Stick around for more. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't, why not? Subscribe. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you next time. Till then, don't forget to live well and be strong. Adios.